So this is our first look at our home. This was recorded on Friday. The storm happened on Wednesday. Deb and I drove back, and all in all, from the front of the road, things didn't look horrible as we first started looking. As we got a little closer, obviously we noticed a lot of the tree branches were down, sort of to be expected, so not completely surprised. I was a little bit surprised by the just volume of sticks and palm fronds here.
Geez, stuff was coming in here so much it knocked the mirror sideways.
And as we started going toward the front door, I could see we were missing a few lights on the front of the house, one by the garage, one by the front door. Our beloved banana trees are all down, and what's interesting is there were shrubs here that covered the front of the driveway, and they're just gone, just shot out. This big cluster of areca palms obviously took a bit of a wind beating for sure. You can see several of them broken over. Yeah, it's a little rough there. As we go to the side of the house, I'm starting to notice a lot of ceiling tiles down and some of the soffit down as well. I'll talk more about that in a little bit. And it took me a couple of days, and I think I figured out what happened with the soffit, so I'll get to that in a few moments. This palm tree pretty much stripped of most of its fronds, and a lot of pieces of soffit and roof tile and whatnot just all over. You can see all those red pieces. That's all roof tile. The grill and grill covers did not fare well. I probably should have put them in the house for sure. And the pool. Brown.
Oh, Jesus Christ. What a mess that is.
Yep, then we noticed inside. So we can definitely see we had some damage. Water looks likely came in when the tiles broke. Have to figure that out yet. Still more soffit and pieces of roof tile on the side of the house over here. So kind of stepping back a little bit. As I look across the roof, what I noticed is the entire ridge line is gone. So in addition to broken tiles kind of scattered throughout, the ridge tiles are gone as well. And then as we go into the front yard, yeah, you can just see it's just shocking to see all the trees stripped like that. Just really, really surprising right on our street itself. Our white Tahoe did fine in the driveway. Well, let's go inside, shall we?
Smells like dead stuff, but so far the ceilings are up. All the shit we stacked in here from when the hurricane was coming, we didn't want it to be outside.
Okay, we just came in the house.
Look at this back window. It is covered in insulation and dirt and everything else. Here, just to give you an idea, I'll come around this.
So I'm going to try and move over here by the sliding glass door and just show you what it looks like outside. It's shocking to see all the insulation and whatnot stuck to the glass and covering the floor out here, and the drywall's wet and had fallen down on the couple of dock chairs that we left out there. We brought most of this inside, which is why the house looks just so cluttered. We brought it inside and then stacked it on top of things. Heck, even in our bedroom, you'll notice we have things stacked in the top of a chair, on top of the dressers. We tried to get it all lifted up, just in case we had water coming into the house. I don't know. It was our thought as we left. As I was coming out of our room, Deb was saying, "Oh, be careful, it's really wet out here." And I could see she's in the back carpets that are right by the sliding door. I don't actually think we got floodwater in here. I think it rained so hard and was forcing it against the windows that it worked its way in or around the seals or something. So as I make my way from the right side of the house, I'm pleasantly surprised. Like, I don't see ceilings down in here. I was really worried it would look like it does in the Florida room. Checking the girls' bedrooms and whatnot, and the hallway looks good. The ceiling in this back room looks just fine. Heck, the bathroom even looked okay. And thankfully, so did Keith's room. So we are pretty happy with that. From here, it's time to check out the garage. So through the laundry room and out into the garage. So at first look, I'm thrilled. I was worried that the roof would be, or the ceiling would be down in here. It's interesting to see the attic entrance has been sucked up in there, I guess, from the wind. That's pretty wild. And as I look across the ceiling, I can definitely see tape and bedding that is loose. I can see the marks where the tape and bedding is. I see a couple of wet spots on the ceiling. So clearly this is a spot where water had leaked down through the roof and likely down into the actual garage. Luckily, not enough to have collapsed that tile. So as we go back into the house, I got to tell you, the good news here is it does not appear that the ceilings have fallen down in the house. I mean, I'm thrilled about that. It means there's not insulation in all of our furniture and whatnot. We'll have to wait and see what it looks like after, you know, water seeps down into the drywall from inside the attic. But as we step out on the Florida room, you can see just how much of the ceiling came down in here. And that insulation that's been blown in is everywhere. You can see there's standing water out here too. I think the insulation sort of got stuck in all the drains. Heck, our ceiling fan is missing a few blades too. It's just crazy to see this. So it's now time to survey the boat, and the first thing I notice is we had 6 pylons. We now have 1 out at the dock. All of them pulled out. It's crazy. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, this could be a lot worse. The boat could be gone. It couldn't be here. But you can see how the side here has actually ripped the gunnel right off the boat. It's really a bit surprising. Look at that. You can see where it pulled the hose pipe right through, where all the lines were tied to the 4 pylons along this dock, and then I had some going forward and some into the yard. The back mizzen sail and sail cover is shot. I can't believe how droopy and how much it tore up those canvas umbrella covers. As I look to the side here, the stanchions are loose from the forward side of that gate, and you can see the tow rail, how torn it up it is there, which is just surprising. Definitely knocked the ladder off of our dock, and yeah, disappointing for sure, but in the grand scheme of things, this could have been so much worse for the exterior of the boat. And you can just see here where it ripped that tow rail off and the top portion of the fiberglass. So all that water that was on deck ran down below. Let's check it out inside. And with that, it's time to go down below and check it out. So once I'm down in the main galley, I decide I'm going to go ahead and open this up and see what it looks like. And I am not thrilled with the depth of water down here in the engine room. It looks like it's close to 3 feet deep, maybe. I need to get a bit of a better look here. Go down the steps and hold the phone. Boy, it's right there, up a little bit over the bottom of the oil pan. Man, that's not good. That's not good. If it's that deep, it might be a little bit over the transmission. We'll have to check that out and get a mechanic to look at it.
I think I have a sense for what happened. I'm looking up here, and I'm finding insulation all over the ground, right near this part of the roof. And you can see there's no vent up there, open to the attic. And as I go around the garage, this side, I see again something similar. There's a vent up there, but I see it's broken down there. When I come around this side, I see again something very similar. I think when that ceiling came down, there was so much pressure and wind blowing in there, it had to come out the front of the house somewhere, and where it came out was out of these vents, and it came out with such gust. It was blowing these supports and everything right out of here. Crazy. The neighbor's house here with holes in the roof. And as I scroll on down the neighborhood, pretty shocking. I mean, here's a house with a whole bunch just gone right off of it. Crazy. It's crazy. So we decided to drive on over by the waterfront, and yeah, a lot of trees down, certainly a lot of damage, definitely some sunken boats. It's amazing how many were in the anchorage that sunk and just, you know, kind of blew up against the shore. Some of them broken in half and just sunk right at the edge of the shore in 3 feet. Just sad. And we're now right here by Lashley's Crab House and the big marina. City Hall is right over up there ahead of us. That's that tall building. It's the courthouse. But what's great news is right here on the left is actually the Vietnam Wall Memorial. It's a 50% replica size of the one in Washington, and while there's trees down around it, the wall still appears to be really good. So that is good news. I can hear the generators, big commercial generators at the courthouse running too. So we turned right on Marion Boulevard, and we're just passing 41 here. You can see just what the damage looks like. Part of this building has a hole in it. A lot of the windows are still boarded up and or broken and covered that way.
It's shocking to see just how much paint is ripped off of some of the buildings. I don't know if that's from palm fronds hitting them or what, but pretty surprising. Again, post-storm. And isn't it ironic looking at the damage and seeing all the blue skies? It just seems so odd to me. We're looking right over at these condos and Leroy's kitchen and an FM Don's here. So I'm turning south and heading over toward the courthouse. There's a set of art buildings on the left, and you can see City Hall, or it's actually not City Hall. It's the courthouse, I believe. It's one of the two courthouses or city offices here. But again, just pretty surprising when you see all the palm trees with the fronds just whipped right off of them like that. It's just a bit shocking. Obviously, you can see no power, so we're stopping at every set of lights to make sure that there is not an accident before we proceed forward on these. What's amazing is Pizza Gorda right here on the right opened up and was doing cash only, so really, really useful. And we're now on Marion Boulevard, coming up Fisherman's Village is on the right, and on the left here is this Visual Arts Center, and you can see just how much debris there is here. I think most of this is off of the building on the right. It's missing one side of its roof completely, so yeah, a little bit surprising there. Fisherman's Village is closed at the time, and yeah, you can just see how many trees are down. Just amazing strength. I will say it's really amazing just to see the damage in our own town, right? This is where we live. It's just shocking to see it like that. Anyway, I hope you guys have appreciated these videos. This is not a way for us to grandstand. It's not a way for us to say our damage is worse than others. Quite frankly, those south of us that had the storm surge in addition to the wind had it much worse than we did. But the reality is, it shows the power of Mother Nature, and I will tell you, I have been through Category 2 hurricanes. Deb and I actually rode one out in the boat, and it was nothing compared to this Category 4. When I look at the damage, it was really, really surprising to me. So, hey, thanks all for watching. We'll get back to our regular videos shortly. We obviously have a lot of cleanup to do, and we are focused on the house and the family. So, cooking videos coming up soon, but I suspect we're going to have some boat repair videos coming up too, given what's going on out there. It is interesting. You'll probably see in the upcoming videos the house will look a little cluttered and messed up, because honestly, I'm trying to leave it kind of the way it is until the insurance adjusters get here. We have taken the time to get wet insulation, wet material out. We had to keep parts of it, film it, just make sure that we're covered from an insurance claim perspective. But I am purposely not getting rid of all of it, so it's going to be a little odd living in the clutter for the next couple of weeks. All right, bye y'all. Safe and happy sailing, or happy grilling, or happy Hurricane Ian cleanup. Bye y'all. Thanks again for all the wonderful comments, and I appreciate it. Bye y'all.